Hello everyone! In today's video, I'll be reviewing the Nesco Deluxe Vacuum Sealer. It says on the box, preserve and protect, which is a cute play on the theme to serve and protect. And that's the whole idea of vacuum sealing your food, to preserve and protect it, right? I just did a review of the Vevor, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, chamber vacuum sealer, and that machine is a lot of fun to use. But it's also much more expensive than this machine, and it's much, much heavier. I'll talk more about that later in this video, but first let's see what's in the box. And the machine slides out of the box easily. It's really light. I can lift this with one hand. But at the same time, it feels sturdy and well made. On top is a note that warns you not to remove the copper-colored tape from the sealing element. I guess some people tried to peel it off, so the company felt they needed to put a note there. This heating element is what seals the bags, so no, don't peel it off. The machine is packed nicely, with the cutting bar taped down for shipment, and here's the top of the machine and the bottom. You can see the cord stashes neatly underneath. This machine is really light. According to the specs, the box is 6 pounds, but that weight probably includes the 2 rolls of bags they give you and all the packing material, so I'd say this machine weighs 5 pounds or less. Inside the box is an instruction booklet and 2 rolls of vacuum sealing bags. One roll is 8.6 inches by 9.85 feet, strange measurements, and the other is 11.8 inches by 9.85 inches. So both rolls are just under 10 feet long. The bag with the instruction booklet also comes with a warranty registration card and customer service contact information. Here's the instruction booklet, and it is better than some I've seen. It has a diagram with numbered parts and some extra information about how to use the vacuum sealer. Not bad. Okay, let's give this machine a try out. The cord is wrapped around nicely, so let's get that undone. And again, I'm surprised how light this machine is. While I'm still favoring the vacuum chamber machine, I'm liking this machine for how easy it is to pick up and take to any room in the house. The vacuum chamber machine weighs about 50 pounds and it's not easy to move. So if you're looking to compare these two machines, one advantage to this machine is that you can easily store it in a cabinet or closet and take it downstairs, move it around the kitchen table, to a counter, upstairs, downstairs, to a friend's house, even outside. It's so portable, and that's a plus. But now let's see how well this works. And I have to talk about the bags at some point. These use special bags that are currently more expensive than the simpler bags that the chamber vacuum uses. So if you're going to do a lot of vacuum sealing, then the chamber vacuum is the machine for you. And if you're going to do liquids, that probably is true too. I'll get to the liquids in a moment, but if you don't vacuum seal a lot and you don't seal liquids, or you really need the portability, then this machine is the answer. There's a viewing window on the top of the machine, but it's to view the area that holds the bag roll. I think I'd rather have the viewing window where the sealing chamber is, so that I could see how it's working. I'm not sure why I need a viewing window to see the bag roll. You can't really tell through the viewing window how much is left on the bag roll, only if it's empty. And here are the bag rolls. If you're new to this, notice the plastic is textured, not smooth, right? Well, that texture is what allows the vacuum to work and suck out the air. You can't use untextured bags in this type of machine. The vacuum won't suck out all the air. That's what makes these bags more expensive. Nesco sells refill bags, 2 rolls that are 11 inches wide and 20 feet long for about $15. You can use vacuum sealing bags from any company. Here are 2 rolls 11 inches by 50 feet for around $20. This is not a Nesco brand, but as long as the bags are made with the textured ribbing for vacuum sealers, then you can use them. The thickness of the plastic will differ, so read the reviews on Amazon before buying an off-brand. The Nesco brand has good reviews and the bags feel very sturdy. By the way, if you don't want to cut your own bags with a bag roll, you can buy pre-made bags. Here are 8x12 pre-made bags from Nesco. You get 50 pre-made bags for around $14, which comes out to 28 cents a bag, which to me is pretty pricey. If you have a chamber vacuum sealer, the same size bag, 8x12, will cost around $25 for 250 bags, which is around 10 cents a bag. And if you buy in bulk, say 1,000 bags, you can get the cost down to closer to a nickel a bag. If you are using a roll, the roll fits into an area at the back of the machine, and the roll is basically a plastic sleeve that's textured. You can make bags any size you want by using the built-in cutter, and then you need to seal one end to make it into a bag. The cutter rack was taped down for shipping, so let's go ahead and remove the tape. Okay, now you just feed the bag roll under the cutter rack and cut it to the size you want. I have some dehydrated orange slices I'd like to vacuum seal. These are nice and crunchy. They are great chips to munch on, but they lose their crunchiness very quickly in humid weather, so they need to be vacuum sealed if I want to keep that crunch. I don't want to put all of these in one bag because once I open it, then they will lose their freshness, so I'm going to divide this batch of orange slices into 3 parts, and I'm eyeballing the size of the bag I want, and then all you do is slide the cutter across and the bag is cut. Well, it's not a bag yet, it really is just a plastic sleeve, so now I need to seal one end. To do that, you put one end of the sleeve on the heating element, that's the copper-colored strip they warn you not to peel off, and have a little extra on the top. Close the cover and pull down the arm to lock the cover down. Now notice this sealing button here at the top left of the panel. It says sealing on it, and there are 3 LEDs, meaning there are 3 choices. Each time you press the button, you get a different choice. The first choice that shows 1 LED lit, that's for dry goods. The second choice, showing 2 LEDs lit, that's for moist foods. And the third choice, with all 3 LEDs lit, that's for double sealing. That's the setting I would always use. I don't care what's in the bag. I'm going to have a double seal on it. Why not? It doesn't cost any more to put 2 seals rather than 1, so I always use that setting. As long as I'm talking about buttons, let's take a look at the rest of the buttons. This one under the sealing button says pressure. There are 2 pressure settings, normal for regular items and gentle for soft or delicate items when you want less vacuum pressure. Then here is the vac and seal / cancel button. This is to start the automatic vacuuming and sealing, or you can press cancel to stop the machine if you don't like what's happening. This is called the progress window. It gives a numerical countdown of the vacuuming and sealing process. And this is the manual seal button. That's to seal the open end of the plastic sleeve to make a bag. You can also use it to stop the vacuum and immediately start sealing a bag if you don't want any more vacuuming. Let's say there are some delicate items that might get crushed or some liquid that's creeping up in the bag. So you can press the manual seal button in the middle of the vacuuming to stop that and go on to sealing the bag. Next we have a canister button, and that's to vacuum seal canisters through a hose attachment. This machine doesn't come with the hose attachment, but you can buy one for around $10 to $15 from Amazon. Just check in the description to make sure it fits the Nesco brand machine. Next is a marinate button, and I haven't tried this out yet, but the instructions say that this will vacuum in stages and slowly infuse the juices into the items being marinated. When the progress window says 0, then the items are ready to cook. I think you can also use the regular vacuum seal process to accomplish the same thing, but I'm going to have to experiment with that to understand it a little better. The instructions don't say much more than that. Okay, so now we are just making the bag, not vacuuming, so we need to press this button. This is the manual seal button, and then the progress window says 9, and it will say that for a couple of seconds until the heating element is hot enough for a seal. Then it will count down, and when it gets to 0, you know it's done. And then the red light on the manual seal button turns off, and you're good to go. Let's see what we got. And here you can see a nice double seal on this bag. Of course, if you bought pre-made bags, you don't need to do this. Okay, time to fill up the bag. These orange slices are great to take on trips or hikes where you want a good natural snack without the mess of slicing a juicy orange. And these orange slices are also very lightweight, much easier to carry on a hike than a bunch of oranges. Yum! Now that I have a nice portion size for 1 or 2 people, depending on how hungry they are, it's time to vacuum and seal this up. So to do that, you have to place the opening of the bag in the vacuum chamber. The instructions say to position the open end of the bag in front of the black tabs inside the chamber. Then the chamber will draw air out of the bag, and if there is any liquid overflow, it will get caught in the chamber. You'll see in a bit I'm going to vacuum seal some soup, and some of the liquid does get into the chamber, but right now I'm vacuum sealing dry goods, so the most I'll get in this chamber is some crumbs, if anything. Once you have the bag positioned with the opening under the black tabs, then close the lid and pull the locking lever down. For sealing, I'm keeping the setting on 3 LEDs. That will double seal the bag. And for pressure, there are 2 settings, normal and gentle. I have it set to normal. Gentle is good for squishy things like cupcakes or sandwiches, but these orange slices are rigid enough for normal pressure. And then I press the blue button that says vacuum and seal. And the machine starts sucking the air out of the bag, as you can see. In the progress window, you can see the number went down from 9 to 5, and then the manual seal button lit up, and now it's waiting at 5 for the heating element to be ready, and then it will seal the bag. And there you have it, a nicely vacuum sealed bag of orange slices. Actually 3 bags for our next trip. Next up is some minestrone soup. Liquids are more difficult to vacuum seal in this type of sealer. They are best done in a chamber vacuum sealer. I'll show you 3 ways you can vacuum seal liquids using this machine. Let's start with the first and probably best way to seal liquids. This is the method that Nesco recommends, and that is to freeze the liquid first. Here I have a block of minestrone soup that I froze in a shallow takeout container. This will vacuum seal easily. Just pop the frozen block of soup into a pre-made bag. Well, it's more like an ice cube of soup, or a bag you made as I showed you with the orange slices. And there you have it, a nice package of vacuum sealed soup. Okay, what about if you want to vacuum seal the soup in liquid form? Maybe you don't want to freeze it, or you didn't freeze it. First, pour the soup into a bag as neatly as possible. Using a funnel or a cup with a spout makes that easier, but if you get some soup on the bag near the top where the seal is going to go, then wipe that away with a paper towel. It might not seal properly if the top of the bag is dirty. Next, I put the bag in with the open end under the 2 black tabs, close the lid, and pull the locking lever down. Now, it's a good idea to make sure most of the liquid is hanging down below the level of the machine. Here I have it draped over the side of my counter. This way gravity will work in your favor. The heavier soup will stay down while the lighter air will get sucked out. All right, let's set this for a double seal and push the blue button. And that's it. Supposedly the air is all sucked out, but I really can't tell. Let's do this again using the pulse button. As I'm cutting the top off, I can feel that it seems to be vacuum sealed. I don't know how well, but it definitely feels like the air was sucked out. Okay, let's try this again, but this time with the pulse button. And here I can see the liquid is starting to creep up the bag as well. So it's time to stop pulsing. And then I push the manual seal, and that will seal the bag. You can see there's some soup residue on the lip of the bag. I didn't have that before, so I must have gone past the point where the air was being sucked out, and it started sucking out soup. And a bit of the soup got into the chamber, so I wiped that up with a paper towel. And I had to wipe up the inside lip of the bag as well. This feels like all the air is sucked out, and you can see the soup can lie flat, so you can stack a whole bunch of these in the freezer and take up less space. This is easier to do in a chamber vacuum sealer. I know I keep saying that, but it's true. You can see how easy and less messy it was in my video review of the Vevor machine. But if you're looking for a lower budget solution or a lighter and more portable machine, then this Nesco machine will not disappoint you. I hope you enjoyed this review. Thanks for watching. Bye.